Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. I imagine people will slip in and out. I noticed that Granny's live, Queen's live, and a couple other lives are scheduled, so I won't keep you all very long. But came back this morning, and a whole lot of things apparently got revealed over the weekend, and especially yesterday. And I did receive an email from somebody that was concerned that they had seen a comment that I had made last week about how we shouldn't be policing speech or something along those lines. And yes, I did say that we should be here to call out actions and not words. At that time, it was based on what I knew to be somebody saying something in the heat of the moment. Since then, we've seen that that's not particularly the case. And now we have further actions that have been displayed over a period of time, and it is unacceptable. So I do want to put that out there. I apologize for not having the full story and speaking before I had all the facts, and I hope you will accept my apology for that. I am sorry. Now, y'all know I've been working on a series called Crama-Land, which basically discusses the subgenre within true crime, which is the drama that forms and the speculation and how it can be detrimental. And now it started out as a cautionary tale, what's kind of like storytelling. However, now that it's been almost 5 months since I've been in the arena and I've seen what's taken place, it's kind of taken on a different turn. I do see that there needs to be action taken from different areas, whether it be the platforms that host true crime content, something that goes beyond the initial victims' rights that were established for victims of crime, because the slander, the accusations, and what we see is demonstrative falsehoods that come out of these cases. So I am releasing the conclusion video today. I think it's already been released on my channel. I'm not entirely sure. I set it for a schedule, but I'm also going to play it here for you guys, and then if you'd like to discuss it after we've watched it, we can do that, or I can just go ahead and see y'all out in the chats. But here we go.
The internet has become a digital graveyard. We congregate in online communities to discuss unsolved crimes. We pore over missing person cases. These online spaces offer a sense of community. They promise a chance to participate in solving real-life mysteries. But this fascination with the macabre often comes at a price. There's a darkness lurking beneath the surface of these online communities. The line between genuine concern and morbid curiosity blurs. Sensationalism reigns supreme. Content creators, hungry for views and subscribers, exploit tragedies for profit. The internet's obsession with true crime is undeniable. Podcasts, documentaries, and social media groups dedicated to the genre flourish. But as we delve deeper into these digital rabbit holes, we must question the impact of our consumption. Are we honoring the victims? Or are we simply indulging in a voyeuristic spectacle of human suffering? As we navigate this complex landscape, it's crucial to remain critical. We must separate genuine attempts to seek justice from the exploitative tactics that dominate the online world. The pursuit of truth should never come at the expense of human dignity. The internet is a crowded marketplace. Content creators fight for attention. In the world of online mysteries, this competition often manifests in a race to the bottom. Sensationalism becomes the currency. Outrage generates clicks. Thumbnails feature missing persons, their faces frozen in time. Headlines scream in bold, capital letters. They promise shocking revelations and exclusive information. The truth, however, is often far less dramatic. The content itself follows a similar pattern. Stories are embellished, facts are omitted, speculation runs rampant. The goal is not to find the truth, but to keep viewers engaged. The longer they watch, the more revenue is generated. This relentless pursuit of clicks and views has real-world consequences. It can derail investigations. It can traumatize families. It can transform tragedies into entertainment. And as the lines between information and entertainment blur, the victims risk becoming mere commodities in a digital marketplace of misery. Live streams have become a popular format for discussing true crime. They offer a sense of immediacy. Viewers can interact with the host and each other in real time. But this sense of community can quickly devolve into a dangerous echo chamber. The host, often charismatic and opinionated, sets the tone. They present their interpretation of the case. They highlight inconsistencies. They speculate about motives and suspects. The live chat reinforces these narratives. Viewers, caught up in the moment, echo the host's sentiments. Dissent is discouraged. Alternative theories are dismissed. The presumption of innocence is ignored. The live chat transforms into a digital mob, ready to condemn anyone deemed suspicious. This lack of critical thinking can have serious consequences. Misinformation spreads rapidly. Individuals are wrongly accused. The pursuit of justice is replaced by a thirst for vengeance. And in this frenzied environment, the truth becomes a casualty. The internet abhors a vacuum. In the absence of concrete evidence, speculation fills the void. Online communities, fueled by rumors and conjecture, become breeding grounds for conspiracy theories. Every detail is scrutinized. Innocuous comments are twisted. Connections are fabricated. The need to find an explanation, to assign blame, overrides logic and reason. Online detectives emerge, armed with Google and a thirst for internet fame. These amateur sleuths often lack the training and experience of professional investigators. They misinterpret evidence. They jump to conclusions. They harass individuals based on flimsy suspicions. Their actions can have devastating consequences for the accused, who often have no way to defend themselves against these online accusations. The internet has empowered individuals with the tools to investigate, but without proper guidance and ethical considerations, these tools can easily become weapons of mass speculation, destroying reputations and inflicting real-world harm. The psychology of suspicion confirmation bias and the us versus them mentality. Our brains are wired to seek patterns. We look for evidence that confirms our existing beliefs. This cognitive bias, known as confirmation bias, thrives in the world of online mysteries. We latch onto information that supports our suspicions. We dismiss anything that contradicts our chosen narrative. This confirmation bias is amplified in online communities. Surrounded by like-minded individuals, we become more entrenched in our beliefs. We develop an us versus them mentality. Anyone who questions our conclusions becomes the enemy. This tribalism can be intoxicating. It feels good to be part of a group, to believe that we are privy to the truth. But this sense of belonging comes at a cost. It blinds us to alternative explanations. It prevents us from seeing the humanity in those we deem suspicious. The internet has intensified our confirmation biases. Algorithms feed us content that aligns with our existing views. We are less likely to encounter dissenting opinions. And as we retreat further into our echo chambers, our ability to think critically diminishes. The price of engagement, real lives versus internet points. In the attention economy, engagement is king. Content creators are rewarded for attracting viewers and generating buzz. But this relentless pursuit of clicks can come at a cost. When real lives are at stake, the lines between entertainment and exploitation blur. The families of victims are often re-traumatized by the constant online speculation. Their grief becomes a spectacle. Their loved ones are reduced to characters in a digital drama. The pursuit of justice is overshadowed by the pursuit of internet fame. This exploitation extends beyond the victims and their families. Individuals with no connection to the case are dragged into the fray. Their lives are upended by online accusations. Their reputations are tarnished. Their safety is jeopardized. The internet has given a voice to the voiceless. It has connected individuals with shared passions. But this power comes with a responsibility. We must be mindful of the impact our words and actions have on others. The pursuit of entertainment should never come at the expense of human dignity. Case study: The Delphi Murders and the Perils of Online Sleuthing. The 2017 murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German in Delphi, Indiana, illustrate the perils of online sleuthing. The case, although a suspect is in custody pending trial, has captivated the internet. Amateur detectives have dedicated countless hours to analyzing evidence, scrutinizing suspects, and sharing theories online. While some online communities have assisted law enforcement with tips and information, others have hindered the investigation. False leads have diverted resources. Individuals have been wrongly accused, leading to harassment and threats. The case highlights the fine line between helpful engagement and harmful interference. The Delphi murders serve as a cautionary tale. While the internet can be a valuable tool for sharing information and generating leads, it can also be a breeding ground for misinformation, speculation, and vigilantism. The pursuit of justice requires a delicate balance between public engagement and responsible conduct. Section 8. Beyond Entertainment: The Ethical Implications of the Commodification of Tragedy. The rise of online communities dedicated to true crime raises ethical questions. Is it right to profit from the suffering of others? Where do we draw the line between genuine concern and morbid curiosity? How do we balance freedom of speech with the responsibility to protect the privacy and dignity of victims and their families? These are complex questions with no easy answers. But it's crucial to engage in this ethical debate. We must hold content creators accountable for the content they produce. We must be mindful of the impact our consumption has on the victims and their families. And we must strive to approach these cases with empathy and respect, rather than treating them as mere entertainment. The internet has amplified the human fascination with the unknown. But as we delve into the world of online mysteries, we must remember the human cost of our obsession. Behind every case file, every missing person poster, every unsolved murder, lies a story of loss, grief, and unimaginable pain. Section 9. The Need for Regulation. Balancing free speech with responsible content creation. The internet is often hailed as a bastion of free speech. But this freedom comes with responsibilities. When it comes to true crime content, a balance must be struck between protecting free expression and preventing harm. Clear guidelines are needed to ensure that content creators are not exploiting tragedies for profit. Platforms should take a more proactive approach in moderating content, removing misinformation, and addressing harassment. Legal frameworks may be necessary to hold individuals accountable for spreading demonstrably false information or inciting violence. However, any attempt to regulate online content must be carefully considered. Censorship is a slippery slope. Striking a balance between protecting free speech and preventing harm will require ongoing dialogue and collaboration between policymakers, tech companies, content creators, and the public. Section 10. A Call for Empathy. Remembering the human cost of online sensationalism. As we navigate the digital age, it's easy to become desensitized to the suffering of others. We consume tragedy as entertainment, clicking from one horrific story to the next. But we must remember that behind every headline, every viral video, every online discussion, there are real people whose lives have been irrevocably altered by tragedy. The next time you find yourself drawn to a true crime story online, take a moment to pause. Remember the human cost of sensationalism. Approach the case with empathy and respect. Engage in discussions with an open mind and a critical eye. And most importantly, never forget that behind every mystery, there are real people who deserve our compassion, not our judgment. The internet has the power to connect us, to inform us, and to inspire us. Let's use this power responsibly. Let's strive to create online spaces where empathy triumphs over exploitation, where truth takes precedence over speculation, and where the pursuit of justice is never overshadowed by the pursuit of internet fame.
Okay, that was the conclusion of my series of my adventures in Crama-Land. Um, I hope you all think I made some good points and everything, and I would appreciate it if you do have a minute to go to the video on my YouTube channel and leave some comments, maybe some suggestions on where you think or what your opinions are on how we can make change, not only as a community by holding creators responsible. I think we also need to hold some of the audience responsible, because it appears that sometimes chats can get a little bit of like a mob mentality as well. And so as a society, for us to evolve and to facilitate the change that we would like to see online and offline, it is going to take all of us. There's always going to be room for growth and education, and it needs to start somewhere. And if we can start it in our online communities, I think that'll be beneficial. I would suggest that you look in your own areas, whether you're in the U.S. or elsewhere. In the U.S., we have the states. Look to your local level to see if there is any legislation in the works, or community meetings. Look at your local voice, or Office of Juvenile Justice, the domestic relations, maybe even your local law enforcement, whether it be a sheriff or a police station, to find out if they are working on anything to help with the misinformation or the defamation or the falsehoods that get spread online regarding missing children or the victims of crime or their families. If you do a search, whether you go through Google, your local newspaper archives, Good Gopher, anywhere, you will find that families are impacted by what we say. And if we're not giving facts as we know them, as stated through law enforcement, then perhaps we are causing harm by speculating on such a large platform with thousands of people viewing. We're no longer at our kitchen table. And when we're no longer at our kitchen table in the privacy of our own homes, then we are essentially in the public domain, and we should be responsible and held accountable for what we say. Whether it's on a personal opinion, we're responsible for what we hear, what we listen to. And if things we hear don't align with our values or what we know to be true, then it is up to us to walk away. Unfortunately, we found recently that even when we're not searching out specific things, it gets brought to our attention because it happens in a place that we used to feel safe. So be mindful of that. Take a moment and reflect, because it is a big world and we are all a part of it. And I know that sounds very cliche, but change does start at home. So with that, I will see you all later, and I hope you're doing well.